Here on Fox News, the three top Republican candidates in the West Virginia Senate race, so critical, face off in a primary debate in a race that could tip the Senate's balance of power even more in favor of the GOP.
So what do the voters there think? Fox and Friends correspondent Todd Piro is talking to them. He is live at DJ's 50s and 60s Diner in Fairmont, West Virginia. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, guys. And as Brian said, this is a key Senate race. They're going up against Joe Manchin, who's actually from Fairmont, West Virginia. The winner of the Republican primary is, and obviously big debate tonight on the channel amongst those three individuals to determine who is the leader here in West Virginia. And what's interesting about Karen is in the oil and gas industry, and she says she's actually waiting for tonight's debate to decide who she's going to vote for. Why?
Because I'm so uncertain about the three candidates. I'm not wild about any of them. I'm a Republican, but I actually, at this point, like Joe Manchin better than these three Democrats.
If there was one individual you would be going for amongst the Republicans, who is it?
Evan Jenkins.
Why?
Because I don't like the other two, and I called a friend in southern West Virginia, and he did have some good things to say about Evan Jenkins.
All right. Thank you, Karen. We're going to go over to Wade now. Wade, you're a small business owner, and you said you are voting for Patrick Morrisey. Why?
I like the work that Patrick has done as Attorney General. He's been very conservative on EPA overreach. He's been good on the Second Amendment, and he's been good at fighting on the opioid crisis. So,
in terms of West Virginia, the issues that matter most here, you say jobs is number one. Why?
Well, if you don't have jobs, then people aren't working, and jobs is important everywhere, but we particularly need them in West Virginia.
And we were talking earlier, you said government overreach regulations under the Obama administration really did hurt West Virginia, and you feel that Morrisey is the guy who's going to get rid of those regulations. Why do you think that?
Well, as Attorney General, he fought against those regulations in federal court against the Obama administration, was successful. And so I think he'd be a good candidate. Although, ultimately, like Karen, I think that Joe Manchin's the man that's going to win the election.
That's interesting. That's interesting here. Okay, I'm going to go to Gary quickly. Gary, you had a very interesting take on this election. You said you have the same feeling about Jenkins that you did about Donald Trump. What do you mean by that?
Just a feel-good, comfortable feeling, and I feel like a young mind and new thoughts might improve the economy here in West Virginia, bring some jobs in.
And like Wade, like you just said, you say jobs is the #1 issue facing West Virginia. Why do you say that?
I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income, so I'm doing okay. But when I drive around and see people, I know they're hurting and need retraining, need help, need retraining, and something new to do, maybe solar or something like that.
Has this president helped create jobs?
I think he's done everything right. I voted for him. I have no regrets about voting for him. I feel like he's got the moxie to stand up against any world power that would threaten us. And I feel like the stock market is like booming out of creation, you know. I feel like he is doing good for the United States and the world.
With that in mind, do you think the Republicans will take the midterms, or do you listen to what the mainstream media says and the Democrats are going to take it in a landslide?
I can't agree with that. I feel as though the Republicans have a very good chance of making it.
Gary, thank you very much. We're also going to settle a debate here later on. Most people here are for the Mountaineers, West Virginia, but we also hear a little bit more about the Thundering Herd there from Marshall. So, Thundering Herd? Yeah. Right. So, I mean, we got a big debate here going on. But again, the big debate is tonight at 6:30 right here on the channel. Brett Baer and Martha McCall.
That's right, Todd. All right, thanks very much.